Wow, 4 Runechanter Spike, 4 Inkmoth Nexus, 16 Island. We have mono blue Delver from Adam Boyd.
Very interesting. And on the other side of things, we have Dustin Taylor, and he is going to be piloting a blue-white Delver deck. Pretty stock blue-white Delver deck. 4 Delvers, 4 Geists, everything that you'd expect. He has the 4 Angels that Jerry made popular. He's playing War and Peace instead of Feast and Famine. He has a mix of Probes and Thought Scours. And
we have
it's the
Adam,
2 Gutshot
Adam's
one
on the
number.
left, Dustin is on the right. His name is not Bernie Wen. Don't let that fool you.
So,
Two accomplished players, 2 not very well-known players, compared to other names that we've heard and seen on camera today already. But very, very, of course, it's the Invitational. Everyone is good.
yeah, both these players have won PTQs before. Adam Boyd's first Pro Tour was Pro Tour Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia in 2007. John Finkel actually won that Pro Tour. I met Adam Boyd there. I drafted with him on the top of on a rooftop deck at a hotel.
Wow.
It's the first time I met him. So a turn 1 Delver from Adam is met with a gut shot from Dustin Taylor, who does not have a 1-drop. Adam going to have a Runechanter Spike for the second turn here.
Dustin's going to pass the turn with 2 mana up after playing a Glacial Fortress. He's going to probe Dustin. Read his mind. So we've got Mana Leak, Restoration Angel, Snapcaster Mage, Vapor Snag, Glacial Fortress.
And that's a pretty good hand from Dustin. All of those cards have flash or are instants, so Dustin is going to be able to pass the turn and have Mana Leak up for a very long time.
Adam's going to Thought Scour himself.
Force Adam to be the
aggressor, absolutely.
No. Always better to be reacting when you have 3/4 with flash and Mana Leaks.
Adam's pondering whether to play. He plays the Inkmoth Nexus. So he has an island in hand, was deciding which one he wanted to play. Dustin going to pass the turn with 3 mana.
All right.
Looked like another probe. Yep, there's another probe from Adam Boyd. Going to go down to 18.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
Adam Boyd going to get down to 16. My apologies. He played
two
two probes.
Now, here one option is to activate the Inkmoth and equip the Runechanter Spike and get Vapor Snagged.
Right, if he plays land. He needs another land in order to do that.
Oh, no, you can't do that. He knows his opponent has Snapcaster and has the Gut Shot in his graveyard.
Also has Snag, yes.
Yeah,
He can't activate. What are you doing?
All right,
well,
going to do
he's
this.
just going to go for it.
Get Snapcaster Gut Shotted.
Unless he has Mental Misstep in hand, which he does not have in his deck. Or, no, he's Mutagenic Growth in his hand.
Oh, does he?
He must have it. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he must have
quite
it.
Good.
So that's going to be a lot of damage coming through for Adam Boyd. How many poison? That's at least 3. Oh, it's going to get Vapor Snag, so none. Never mind.
0 poison.
0 poison coming through. That would have been a lot of poison.
It would have been. But, I mean, still quite good. Dustin, though, definitely still in the driver's seat here in this game.
Adam was able to make him use his Snapcaster Mage and his Vapor Snag to deal with something that he has now in his hand. So he didn't expend any cards, it's just he expended tempo.
Yeah, Dustin still has the 2/1 left over, though, and now he has 4 mana untapped and the Angel in his hand and multiple Mana Leaks. But he instead is going to choose to
play a Geist. Just put all the pressure down. Adam appears to be flooded.
Yeah, and it's becoming pretty clear that Adam, doesn't really have much action, especially if that's his play for the turn.
Yep.
So, at this point, Dustin not too afraid to tap some mana. And another Snapcaster Mage that's going to let Dustin flash back that Vapor Snag at a moment's notice. Pretty good. Cracking in here for 8 damage, going to drop Adam down to 5, and with 2 Mana Leaks and 4 mana in play, it's going to be pretty hard for Dustin to lose this one.
Yep, agreed. There's the Angel. We already saw 1 miss trigger today. We don't want to see any more.
Alright, so Inkmoth Nexus trying to get in, and Dustin is probably just going to take it. I mean, if it's not going to kill him. Yeah.
Yep,
and
that's
if
the end.
somehow Adam made it kill him, he could just Snapcaster Vapor Snag
Exactly.
it.
Did he have? He had another Snapcaster. That's right.
Yeah, he top decked it.
So that was a fairly quick game for Dustin Taylor over Adam Boyd. Dustin Taylor's playing a fairly traditional blue-white Delver deck. Adam Boyd playing a mono-blue Invisible Stalker Runechanter's Pike Delver deck. It takes advantage of Mutagenic Growth, Gutshot, and Gitaxian Probe's free mana to fill their graveyard and make Runechanter's Pikes very big.
These Runechanter's Pikes are really good in Adam's deck, and there Dustin had an incredible draw against what Adam was trying to do. Those are some of the draws you can get where you can play kind of a draw-go game with Delver.
Yeah.
That's one of the cool parts about Delver is that, yes, you have like your Geist and your Delvers, you have these really aggressive draws, but just the fact that you also have all these flash creatures and all these powerful instants, it can really let you play an aggressive draw-go game.
So let's look at the sideboards. What do you think about this? Is a mono blue sideboard of Ghost Quarters, Spell Skites, Frost Titans, Phantasmal Images, and Dungeon Geists. So what do you think?
So looking at this board, he's probably going to bring in his Phantasmal Images.
I would imagine so, to deal with Geists.
Yeah. And
Dungeon Geists is a fairly good answer to pretty much everything in Dustin's deck. I think that's a possibility.
I mean, it's hard to bring in Dungeon Geist because Dustin's definitely not going to take out his Vapor Snags.
That's true.
And if Dustin has Vapor Snag Snapcaster in his hand and you cast a Dungeon Geist, you basically just lose on the spot.
Fair enough.
So,
what do you think about the Frost Titans? Trying to go really big.
There could be an argument made for it. I don't think you want them here.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he's just bringing in 4 images, and as far as what he's taking out, he might take out Delver. I don't know.
Interesting. So let's move over to Dustin.
But then because then he can't have the Pikes in his deck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the mono blue Delver archetype.
Yep.
So I'm not sure how he sideboards against the Delver matchup. But I know he's going to want his images. Beyond that, I'm not 100% sure.
So let's move over to Dustin. Dustin has. Do you think he has mental missteps? Do you think he brings in the mental missteps for Vapor Snags and Delvers and what have you?
Ponders and just they hit so much out of that deck. You have to bring them in.
He has Tameo the Moon Sage if he wants to go big in the late game, although that game did not go particularly late.
And then he also has Phantasmal Images of his own, and he probably will not bring in those.
I would agree.
He's still a little unsure of what Adam's playing. I'm sure he knows he's playing some sort of blue Delver.
He did see a Runechanter's Pike, so he's bringing in the one Divine Offering, almost definitely.
Also bringing in a Dismember.
Yep.
So 2 Mental Misstep, a Dismember, and a Divine Offering definitely coming in. Perhaps we'll see some number of Tameo, but
he also has Hero of Bladehold, but that's not for this matchup. So
yeah, Hero of Bladehold again. The issue with these 4 mana creatures that you have to cast at sorcery speed is that if your opponent has Snapcaster and a Vapor Snag on their hand, you pretty much just lose. So it's definitely a scary thing.
So, do you think that the matchup is just very bad for Adam, or do you think that he got flooded? Because if the blue-white matchup is bad for Adam, I'm not sure what it's good against.
Oh, well, I don't think it's a bad matchup. I think it's probably pretty even.
So, Adam starts out with a Delver, and he gets Gitaxian probed into Ponder, Snag, Mutagenic Growth, Delver, Image.
That's not a bad hand at all.
That's a very aggressive hand.
And I mean, then we'll play second Delver on turn 2, and then Ponder to flip both the next turn. Pretty draw dependent here. Adam with the 1 land hand, still he can cast every spell.
I believe he has Cavern of Souls also, so he has 2 lands.
Oh, Adam also had a capital
I'm sorry, Adam did not. Dustin has. I thought you were talking about Dustin.
Yeah,
That's my
Dustin
mistake. Yes,
Dustin's
Adam has
fine.
the one land hand, but he has Ponder to hopefully dig himself out of it. Dustin going to target himself with Thought Scour.
And mills a creature that he could eventually make a guy with, more land haunt.
And draws Gut Shots. That's a nice little draw to get off of that.
Yeah, pretty nice. So he's going to gut shot this Delver, I assume.
Yeah. Gut Shot on Delver.
And a Mutagenic Growth.
And Mutagenic Growth. To counter.
And an Inkmoth Nexus from Adam.
That's right. So he's going to ponder trying to find another blue source here. Probably.
Finds the blue source, however, does not find anything that can flip the Delver.
So flip a Delver, so shuffling it away.
Definitely going to shuffle that. And, you know, what he's hoping to hit here is an island and then have a spell on the top of his deck. That would be ideal.
This mono blue deck is
Yep,
bizarre.
gets the island.
Gets the island.
Yep.
Attacks for 1 with his Wandering Ones. And another Delver. Passing to Dustin. Now this is not currently scary, but depending on the top of Adam's deck, could get out of hand fairly quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way you think about these Delvers is they're Aaron Ephemerons.
Yeah, exactly. They're on suspend until they can actually do something. That's very true.
Now,
Dustin snap casting a Gut Shot to kill to attempt to kill this Delver. He does not have the Mutagenic Growth this time. Lots of Phyrexian mana being bandied about here. That's another Inkmoth Nexus for Adam.
Not really what Adam wants to be seeing.
Correct.
Now, Adam can Phantasmal Image, copying Snapcaster Mage.
And Ponder again.
Pretty nice.
It's not too shabby. This is...
Pretty good. I mean, he can...
What is it? It's... I can't really tell what it was, but it was 2 blue cards and a land.
Yeah, so he left the Snapcaster on top so that he drew it, and then his
there was a
top spell is a Ponder.
Okay.
So the Ponder will flip the Delver.
And then there was a land of some kind next. Mm-hmm. Probably, I believe it was another Inkmoth Nexus, which he does not want. So he'll
I mean, he has a...
He'll
he
most
even has
likely shuffle it
Inkmoth
away unless the other 2 are super powerful. Dustin draws Sword of War and Peace. Not particularly good. I'm a little surprised it's still in, actually.
And he could have just thought he was playing against the
Yeah, he
Delver
could have
deck.
thought he was playing against a mana-screwed Delver opponent. That's true. Or a color-screwed Delver opponent.
I mean, his opponent did have like 8 lands, though.
That's true. He did play a lot of islands. I think that he could have gotten the hint. So this is a Moorland Haunt for Dustin. There you see him on your right. Dustin, a somewhat accomplished player in his own right. Obviously qualified for the Invitational. He's a very good player, as is his opponent, Adam Boyd.
Yeah, Dustin won an Open Series. He's won PTQs before.
Yep. Been on the Pro Tour, of course. Both of these players fairly well accomplished. I mean, that's what you're going to get when you come to the Invitational. Every single round is going to be a battle because the worst player at this tournament won an IQ or top 8 in an Open. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's possible to get here other ways, but that's pretty much what you've got facing you. So he reveals the Ponder, right?
Yep.
And flips into a human insect. His top cards are another Delver, a Inkmoth Nexus, and probably just a Shuffle.
Yeah, that is not what you want to be seeing. The Delvers have lost a lot of value by this stage of the game, especially if you can't guarantee their flip, and the other cards were just completely dead at this point. So, after this Ponder, Dustin taking a quick shuffle of Adam's deck.
Now, what is now that the Delver is flipped, is Dustin's line of play to just equip this sword and hope for the best? I don't understand the tap out on the sword at all, unless he's just completely out of gas.
I mean, just having that sword in play is going to make Adam play much differently. He can't, he cannot get hit by that sword.
Sure. Agreed. I just was very confused by it. I don't know. Maybe it was just he wanted to cast it while Adam did not have Mana Leak mana. Is that possible?
That's possible. Yeah, but I mean, the other thing is that, you know, if you have the Angels and the Snapcasters in your deck, just having a sword on the battlefield, you can flash things in end step.
That's true.
It makes the game much harder for somebody else, for somebody to play, especially somebody who's playing cards like Runechanter's Pike and, you know, sorcery speed cantrips.
That's a very good point. All right, so Taylor's going to drop to 10.
And he decides to trade with the image. You know, going to preserve some life there. Pretty valuable.
Also puts a creature in his graveyard for Moorland Haunt for much later in the game, which also adds value to the sword.
Yep. And a lot of people might say, well, why are you trading when you have a sword in play? But, you know, it's pretty obvious that Adam wouldn't make that attack if he didn't have something he could do.
Yeah.
So
he's going to Snapcaster Ponder once again.
Yeah, it looks like there are two... Is that an invisible
That's an invisible stalker, a Mana Leak, and a Phantasmal Image, I believe, is what I see there.
Not too bad.
That's a pretty good top of your library, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I would keep it too. Man, he got to cast Ponder so many times this game.
Yeah.
It's tough to lose when you cast a playset of Ponders in your first, like, 4 turns or 5 turns. So Dustin...
I mean, your hand gets pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. Dustin has 3 lands and 2 angels, it looks like, in his hand.
All right, going to play this Glacial Fortress, and...
He's also got does he have a Snapcaster Mage in his hand? No, that's just another land. So he's going to play this. Oh well, now all the secrets are out. Angel.
Oh no, Angel Divine Offering.
Oh, Angel Divine Offering land. I see. Yes, did not remember the Singleton Divine Offering.
Yeah, interesting.
Which also takes down Inkmoth Nexus. When activated, of course.
It's interesting that Dustin chose to not play the Cavern of Souls and make the
I agree.
Angel unblocked.
Yeah, I've thought for sure that he would be playing the Cavern of Souls to avoid Mana Leak problems. I presume that's what's going to happen right now. Oh, he's going to make a token. I see.
It's reasonable.
That's going to get Vapor snagged. Putting Dustin to 9 or 10?
9, and then 4. I believe Dustin is at 4 right now. And an Invisible Stalker comes down for Adam.
Dustin draws a Delver of Secrets for his turn. So his hand is now 2 lands, Divine Offering, which has no targets other than his own sword or an activated Inkmoth Nexus that will not deal him damage, per se. A Restoration Angel that will almost certainly get Mana Leaked if he chooses not to play this Cavern of Souls again. And a Delver of Secrets, which at this stage of the game is a 1/1 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to just, you know, tap a blue mana, play the Delver, play the Cavern, and use the Cavern to resolve the Angel.
We hope for the best.
Cross his fingers.
There's Cavern of Souls there on your screen. Much controversy surrounding Cavern of Souls, of course. The current ruling on Cavern of Souls is that if you tap it for a creature that you've named the creature type with, it is assumed that you used the second ability. That is different than the original ruling.
Yeah, so something happening that's very interesting right now in the game. Adam cast a Phantasmal Image prior to his combat step and targeted his Vapor Snag.
Targeted his Snapcaster Mage targeting Vapor Snag.
Well, he copied his Snapcaster and then targeted his Vapor Snag, and that way he kind of gets the effect of a instant speed Snapcaster to bounce the Restoration Angel that Dustin could play.
Yes.
Remember that Snapcaster doesn't just give it flash for that phase, it gives it flashback for that phase, it gives it flashback until the end of turn. So by doing that trick with the Phantasmal Image, Adam is able to ensure that he can get Dustin's Angel off the table
and
attack for lethal.
Many people assume that Snapcaster Mage, or they just sort of mentally assume that Snapcaster Mage, as soon as it comes down, that's the spell you're casting next. It doesn't have to be that way. You can play it and just say, I'm targeting this Mana Leak, and play the Mana Leak at any point during the turn. I've seen many times where I just flashed in a Snapcaster Mage and blocked, and then waited until the second main phase to play Mana Leak. And this, that's not really a difficult thing to see, but sort of as a mental practice for you at home, you can remember that it gives flashback until the end of the turn.
Yep. Something you can definitely abuse.
Yes. So does being on the play change anything for Dustin? Do you think being on the draw change anything for Adam?
Well, I mean, it makes Dustin being on the play definitely makes things much better for Dustin and much worse for Adam.
Oh, of course. With Delver of Secrets, that's something that exists.
I think Adam's matchup here is really good. The gut shots and mutagenic growths are really strong here. Also, Invisible Stalker is pretty good in this matchup. Historically, like the old Delver matchups, Invisible Stalker was one of the most important things you would be doing.
Then the format sort of shifted into dealing with Wolf Run and other decks where Invisible Stalker was actually just the worst possible card in your deck.
Yeah, you have nowadays flares and everything.
Right, exactly. But nowadays, when you have these either Control-y, Solar Flare, or long game blue-white decks and Delver, Invisible Stalker gains a ton of value. So when you're not playing against Birds of Paradise, you're pretty good.
Yeah, Adam Boyd is somebody who you can usually look to have one of the more tuned decks in the room than anybody else.
Yes.
So we have a lot of awesome players here this weekend.
We sure do. I've just found a picture on Twitter of Ben Weinberg against Brian Braun-Dwin, which would be, those guys are both end bosses of various tournaments, having finished very well in many tournaments. And next to them is sitting Sam Black. So this is a star-studded event we have here.
John Cuvie,
right?
Cuvier, he won the Open that was held in Orlando a few weekends ago, and he is here. He is 2-0 right now. Cuvie is somebody who's really impressed me. Magic Online PDQs are huge and very difficult. I believe he top-aided 3 in a row early season.
Yeah, he's just a monster. Those are just impossible to act. Yeah, they're impossible to even top it. Like, you have to be a marathoner to even get there.
All right, a turn 1 Delver of Secrets from Dustin Taylor is met by a turn 1 Delver of Secrets from Adam Boyd.
We got Dueling Banjos. I was going to sing, but then I didn't. So you're welcome, audience.
All right, so Dustin decides he's going to get some information. Shaxian probes Adam.
His hand is Invisible Stalker, Runechanter's Pike, Phantasmal Image, Island, and Inkmoth Nexus.
It's a lot of lands for an opener.
It is.
But,
but it's also got Invisible Stalker Pike.
But no spells. So the Pike is just pretty dead at this point. But it obviously has value as the game progresses.
He has 24 instants and sorceries in his deck, so I do not doubt that he can find more. And several of them, Thought Scour, Ponder, and Gitaxian Probe, draw more cards. So,
yeah.
Ideally, so Dismember on his Delver from Dustin Taylor, dropping him down to 14, playing a second Delver.
They're really putting Adam
that
on
is another land off the top for Adam Boyd. Inkmoth Nexus, Invisible Stalker. Did he look at the top of his library, or
he did? It was an island.
It was an island.
Adam choosing not to block here.
Third Delver of Secrets.
Ooh, but
this is quite the research facility that Dustin has amassed here. There's a instant and/or sorcery.
Yeah. Now notice that Adam, despite having so few lands in play and redraw value, chooses to pay for Gitaxian Probe. The reason he pays mana for that. Oh, he's at 17 right now. An attack. Okay, interesting.
1, 2. Yeah. He's
so
been
if
hit
he would,
3 times. Yes.
If those Delvers do flip, The difference between 17 and 15 is pretty huge.
Yeah.
5 hits from a Delver dead versus 6 hits from a Delver being dead. And he's going to need to find ways to get some of them off the board, because if he doesn't, he's just going to lose. So
there's another Delver of Secrets. This is many, many Delver of Secrets.
At Delver City over here.
Still no instant or sorcery off the top for Dustin. Very few off the top for Adam Boyd as well.
Yeah, a bunch of Delvers coming in for Dustin. Adam going ahead and trading with one of them. Adam has an island.
Of course.
A little bit flooded here.
He's got several islands here. There's a Rune Chancer's Pike and an Equip. So he's going to swing in for 2.
2.
That's not a ton of damage.
No. And that's
Those
Ponder.
are going to flip. Those now is going to be taking 9 this turn. This is not looking good for Adam.
Adam flying down to 6 here from this attack.
There's a Ponder from Dustin, just in case. That's Gut Shot, Vapor Snag, Restoration Angel. He's fully in the driver's seat of this game. Looks like Dustin's going to win.
2-1.
Dustin's pretty close to winning 2-1 here.
At this point, there's not much Adam's deck can do.
Yeah,
it's not like he's playing.
He has very, once he's behind, it's very tough for his deck to come back. There's not really a lot of, he's got a lot of mana leaks and tempo cards for him to be able to keep the advantage. But once he's behind this far, there's not a lot of coming back. Dustin's still mulling over his near perfect Ponder here.
Yeah, I think just Vapor Snag, Restoration Angel, Gut Shot.
Yeah.
And then you have the snag.
I don't see why you would need the Gut Shot immediately.
It is a pretty hard Ponder to put back, but it's funny that it's so hard because he's in such a position.
Well, sure. If
he
were in a tougher position, then it would be hard. But as it is, he's attacking for 9. Oh, he's seeing if the swing back on the poison might get him. Yeah, fully in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, interesting.
Although there's another Pike. Not going to be enough for Adam Boyd.
Does not look like it will be.
He can take care of this Geist with his Phantasmal Image, and he'll still take 6. Or, no, he will have an Inkmoth Nexus to block, so he can theoretically survive another turn.
Yeah, at this point he's kind of in survival mode, though.
Yeah. He's not winning. He's just not losing. There's not a lot he can do here.
Yeah, normally Invisible Stalker with the Pike. Pretty nice way to just keep guys from attacking you, stop guys from attacking you, but when you're at 6, you have those other flyers, you're just dead anyway to the Angel token, so.
Some more news coming off of Twitter. MTGMom.com letting us know that Ali Antrazi and Jerry Thompson both at 3-0 after their 2 buys, so they are both undefeated.
And this just in some really exciting news. Josh Ravitz just won a round.
Yeah, 1-2. Nice. So, Phantasmal Image took care of the Geist. He has the Vapor Snag, and that's the game.
Vapor Snag for that Inkmoth Nexus, those activated, and Dustin attacks for 6 in the air, and Adam picks up his first loss of the day.
Yep. A little rough for Adam. He got flooded in 2 of the games, but sometimes that happens.